folks, I'm Tom Vassell. Welcome to Week in Review, where we take a look at all the stuff we did over the past week. We give you short descriptions of it, and then if you want to see the full reviews or other videos, you can click the links below. Let us begin.
Hey everybody, Z Garcia here. So last week I did two reviews. I reviewed La Habana, which is a reprint of Havana, and I gave that a 7 out of 10. It's a card-driven game. It's got some meanness in it. It's a little bit like Citadels, but it can be very fun as long as you're okay with that interactivity. You know, that sort of like I'm stealing your stuff, I'm sniping something, I'm building before you. I like the game. It's got an interesting look. I think it's a bit of an acquired taste, but I'm glad it's back in print. So check it out if you like that kind of game. And then I reviewed Zombicide White Death, which I give a 7.5 out of 10 to. This is the latest in the fantasy line, and I think they did a good job bringing some things up to speed. In fact, it borrows a lot from the Zombicide Invader line, the sci-fi one, and what it incorporates very well. I reviewed the core box, and I find it a little bit lacking in some things. I wish there was more variety in the Abomination, in the Necromancer. But what's there, it's good. If you like that line, check it out for sure. It's an upgrade, in my opinion. So that's it for me. See you on the next one.
Hey everybody, welcome out to Chris Time. This week I took a look at 3 games, the first of which was Overpower. I gave a 7. This is a 7 with a few qualifications. I'm not typically a competitive card game and collectible card game player, but I like this format, this idea of using the cards in hand and kind of wagering how good you think your hand is against the other player. And I'm not going to be huge into the deck building, but if you give me a deck of characters to play with this, I'm going to have fun with it. But it's not made to be really easy at onboarding new players on. This seems to be a little bit more focused on players who have been playing since the 90s. So I wish I could give it a higher score because of how unique and fun it is, but still a 7, one that I would recommend with some qualifications there. Next up, Ruins, I gave an 8. Cool card shedding game. The idea of trying to empty out your hand of cards, but you can spend these powers to flip cards around, upgrade things, customize the hand, but then those customizations will get shuffled up and dealt out again. Really neat, really fun game. Strange end game, but still getting an 8 from me, highly recommending it. And lastly, Ego. This is the last of the Kinesia Space Trilogy, giving this one a 9. I love this game. I keep playing it. I keep teaching it. I keep being impressed by how quickly it moves. It never outstays its welcome. And at 2 players, it's so fast, I might actually put in the extension boards to create more events to go through. This is what I feel like maybe in the review I could have articulated myself a little bit stronger about the points I love about it, but it has one of the most unique ways of doing an auction that is able to integrate push your luck into every time your turn comes around, and you want to do it, but you're trepidatious about doing it because you might embarrassing yourself so bad and get kicked out of the auction thematically, but also mechanically. So anyway, I love this one. I'm excited to play more of it. That's Ego. I'm giving this one a 9. Don't let the strange cover and busy artwork put you off. Definitely want to check out. So that, folks, has been my week.
This week, I took a look at Deadly Dowagers. I came in at a 7.5 on it. Now, something I said in the review is that this is one of my most played games over the last year. It's gone to every con with me, and it always is a hit with people that can really buy into the theme. So that being said, it is a very satirical game of murdering your husband and trying to eventually marry the Duke. So you want to build up your lands and your estates, but in order to do that, because you're a dowager in the Victorian era, you have to go through your husband to do it, or husbands in this case. So it's a very satirical theme that is well represented in a simple card drafting game. I really enjoy the gameplay of it and the theme, but I think that there are some timing issues in the game. So this is stuff that I have house ruled over multiple courses of play. But out of the box, I really don't feel like we should have to house rule, so that really brought that score down for me. Down to a 7.5. Still love it. Still playing it a lot. It's going to be Deadly Dowagers, a 7.5.
Hey everybody, I'm Joy Evans, and here's what I reviewed this week. First off, it was Ruins. It is a kind of a card-shedding game with transparency card crafting by John DeClaire. I like this. I think the scoring's pretty wonky on it, but I think it's a fun game to play, and it's pretty easy to teach. I gave this a 7. And then I reviewed Tom's Childhood, which is apparently Overpower. He played his entire life, and there were other games he could have played, but he did not. he chose this one. No, honestly, it's fine. I think it's I give it a 5.5. Whole thing is I love the artwork on it, but it has some rough edges that I kind of wish would be less clunky. You know, I like the idea of it, but I can't really recommend it in its current form until they kind of shave off some of those edges. Then 2001 Space Odyssey. This is a very cool one versus all. If you've seen the movie, this is it's very quick. You play it, you're the robot, or you're the people, and it's very quick. It seemed to be a mass market style game. This was good, gave it a 6. But it's one of those, again, know what you get into. It's fairly light. Then Isofarian Guard, speaking of going from light to extremely heavy, this box is about the size, probably half the size of the Dice Tower Studio. This is a massive, massive box. And this is a great game. The battle mechanic in this is one of my favorites of any campaign game. It's a chip pulling, and it feels very stressful. You build up that bag, all that. Man, I love this game. This game I'm coming in at a 9 on. This is a fantastic campaign game. This is one that will probably be set up on my table. My wife and I are going to make our way through it. 150 hours of content. There's foreteller. It's really good. Anyway, that is Isofarian Guard. Gave that a 9. And those are the games that I reviewed this week.
Hi, I'm Wendy Ye, and this week I have one game that I was a part of the review for, and that is Mythical Dice, also known as Minos Dice in another printing, and this I give a 6. It is a dice trick-taking combo game where I would say the dice portion of it, the dice chucking, the crazy stand-up moments, are definitely a bigger part of it. But at the end of the day, still just a 6, not quite that recommendation, just because I find that there's not enough decision space for me. So go ahead and listen to more to that review. If you're interested, it is a big dice chucker, and if you're someone who is really into those kind of games, it still might be a game for you, so check that out.
Hey there everybody, it's Mike Delisio, and this week I reviewed 2 games. First up, we have The Great Evening Banquet from designer Sashi and publisher Sashi and Sashi Games. This is the latest in a continuing line of quick playing, easy to teach, really fun, but with good decision games that have been coming from this publisher and this designer. It has a really delightful theme of these snooty guests who are going to a fancy dinner party, and you're trying to place the guests at the tables to make everybody happy as best as you can. Plays really quickly over 9 rounds, and like I said, as the game goes on, you have more and more difficult decision making, but the rules definitely do not get in the way. Then finally, I've got Ego, which is coming from designer Reiner Knizia and publisher Bitewing Games. I gave Ego a 9 out of 10, a seal of excellence. I absolutely adore this game. It's a push your luck auction games. Both of those mechanisms I particularly enjoy, and I think that this designer Reiner Knizia, does both of those mechanisms particularly well. It also feels like a series of mini games, which is something that I like in games. And so you add this wacky space theme on top of it, and I just really, really, really enjoy this one. It plays relatively quickly, but you can lengthen the game by adding some extension boards on there. But just overall, I absolutely adore Ego. All right, well, that's my week this week. Let's keep it moving.
All right, well, we got back from Dice Tower East this week, so we have a blog up about that. And me and Chris did a live video where we talked about the stats of games that were checked out at Dice Tower East. For review purposes, this week I took a look. Well, we did some live plays. Keep that in mind. We played Clash of Clans, and we played a couple trick-taking games from All Play. I reviewed Star Wars Unlimited, Legends of the Force. Basically looked at the new set of cards. Love it. Force stuff, 9.5. Fantastic. Also, Ego. We took a look at the newest game from Reiner Knizia. I like it okay. I gave it a 6. I wish it's a little lucky for how long it is. It's a very good reprint. I think it's going to be divisive. I think some people will love it and some will not. Then I took a look at Overpower, the brand new version of Overpower. I gave the original game a 9. It has its flaws, but I love it. The new one has too many flaws for me to love as much. I still like the game as a 7, but I think it's almost unfathomable for new people getting into it, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and I didn't like some of the artwork. But I still love the game, so 7 for now. I did 6 quick game reviews, various ratings, some good. One of them I gave a 9, and it's not the one you would expect. And I also took a look at one of the shelves in the Dice Tower library, and I gave an 8 to in Isofarian Guard, a gigantic playthrough campaign role-player game for 1 to 2 players. So a lot of stuff went up this week. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Week in Review. I'm Tom Vassell. This is the Dice Tower. Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, if you would love to game with us at one of our conventions, check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Vassell.